aka Powders, welcome to another hot episode of Top Cow Tuesday, the weekly show where we express our love for the 90s publishing powerhouse Top Cow Productions, and it's also the brother of another weekly show called Wildstorm Wednesday. We do the two shows because Top Cow is richly connected to Wildstorm Wednesday, and today we're going to discuss the hubris of animation and what could have been, what happened, and how hard it really is for a very successful 90s comic book series to get an animated series. Let's go.
Is what?
Box Kids has a kickin' killer to crew. Box Kids is what? Box Kids is cool!
AKA Powders, and welcome back. This episode, and cheers to all of you. I just want to get right into it, but before we gotta do an introduction, Peter A DeLuca here, aka Pad69. Welcome to my channel. This is on this channel, and if you're new here, we do early morning, or sometimes they come out a little more in the afternoon, but we do, the first video for the day is usually a comic book drop. We have weekly shows, Top Cow Tuesday, Wildstorm Wednesday. If you're not familiar with those companies, please join us for some of those episodes, because some of those comics, they just get trashed. People just love trashing those comic books. They love trashing the comic books from the 90s. Here, we look at them with a fresh set of eyes, and I tell you what I think about them. Yeah, and then we hit the drawing table and we go through the books. As you can see a little bit right now as I'm speaking with you, because I'm trying to do my best to showcase Marc Silvestri's Cyberforce, the animated series. We only have a couple storyboards from this entire show. We don't have a lot of interviews with Silvestri. We don't have a lot of discussion regarding this show. Silvestri has said that it was supposed to be an image action hour. One half of that was Cyberforce. We don't know what the other half is, but previously, like in the world or during some of this, Jim Lee's Wildcats got its animated series, and Eric Larson's Savage Dragon got its Saturday morning cartoon as well. Wildcats later went to the USA Network that had the Savage Dragon. We maybe want to say it could have been Eric Larson's Savage, but we don't really know for sure, and it very well could have been Wildcats as well. So a little bit of what happened. Sam Hamm, the guy behind the American Power Rangers, he buys the studio that was supposed to make and a little bit of this story really highlights how difficult some of these things are. Everyone wants to say, why don't they just make a movie? Why don't they just do a TV series? Why don't they just do this and do that? And everyone acts like it's so freaking easy. Even me, I am even guilty in pretending like Todd McFarlane should have, well, technically Todd McFarlane probably could crowdfund his own Spawn movie, but he'll probably get, he could get $5 or $6 million off of crowdfunding pretty easily. Probably 10 million if you guys want to be totally realistic. But we want to act like the things that happen behind the scenes and the opportunities of these studios and animation houses. Like, we want to act like that there's not other opportunities in your way that they're going to hold at reverence. Meaning, the Cyberforce cartoon could have been a wonderful idea. The designs, the look of the characters, I think the art direction would have been amazing, because Silvestri did have an eye for that. And we must remember, Cyberforce was a rejected pitch for X-Men. Marvel said no. So part of it would be that the X-Men cartoon show would have eclipsed, and then the network, Fox Kids, would have went into the image action hour. One half of that would have been Cyberforce. The other half, we're not very clear on. I previously said could be Savage Dragon. maybe. But then Sam Hamm, the individual behind the American Power Rangers, he buys the studio that made the X-Men cartoon. That's who the vendor was for the Cyberforce cartoon, and they got rid of everything that wasn't Marvel. This is from Silvestri's mouth himself. And then, we lost the Cyberforce cartoon, and Mattel was a heavy backer. They were one half of the equation, and Mattel goes through, get this, Mattel goes through with the Cyberforce Hot Wheel, just one Cyberforce Hot Wheel, and the Cyberforce Mega Heroes action figure line that had, I believe, 16 minifigures and 2 giant-sized statues. 1 striker and 1 ballistic. Yes, we will be reviewing all of that on this channel. But the point we're getting at here, though, is how difficult it is. Marc Silvestri, Top Cow, Cyberforce, had one real shot to become a weekly children's animated show to hopefully last into syndication, which we would want, 5 years or 5 seasons of 20 episodes or more to hit that magical syndication number for an animated series or any series in general during that time. But for me, it is a little bit sad because when you look at the world of Cyberforce, and we go through this on this channel, it's such an interesting look. It's such an interesting visual. The art direction, it's dark, it's gritty, it's dirty, it's a little bit underground, and it's not exactly polished, which goes into the X-Men Australian era, where Silvestri was the wielder of the pencil for that. And it's such an interesting era too. Everything that they did in the Outback, really, as time has gone on, people look back at that era of the X-Men as one of the top tier eras. And it's just amazing, with X-Men 97 coming back for Disney Plus, that they didn't go all in on that era. And that era should have been the entire season. But then again, what the heck do I know? Yeah, people. We, as of right now, we just kind of have to play the what if game. What if Cyberforce didn't get bought out? What if that studio could have went through with its plans, and for Fox Kids, we would have gotten an Image Action Hour, and then the competitor, the competing network would have had Skeleton Warriors, Wildcats, and some of that complete brain fart. The competing network would have Skeleton Warriors, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Wildcats. One network would have had Wildcats, Turtles, Skeleton Warriors. Neil Adams heavily involved with Skeleton Warriors, and the competing network would have had an Image Action Hour starring Cyberforce with a fresh storyline rolling onto shelves. It's amazing. It's a giant what if, and it's an even bigger what if that Silvestri could not pick up the work that they had produced in some way and bring it someplace, bring it to another house or another studio. He said that they were deep into the scripts, they were deep into the design and the storyboards, and I'm sure there's a pile of work somewhere that is yet to be seen that they really should release, even if it's a giant $20 PDF available only on topcow.com. I would buy that, and we would clearly go through it on this channel. We would do something like that live, baby. Yeah. But now, everyone, what do you guys think? Cyberforce, what if the animated series competing against Jim Lee's Wildcats? That's what a amazing thought.